what's going on in the county.
Next question is from Jack Windsor at WMFD in Mansfield.
Hey, Jack.
Governor, follow up on last week. Since then, we've learned schools are not super spreaders, according to a Brown University study confirming what the CDC said in July. Lockdowns cause mass poverty, and the benefits of normal education outweigh risks, according to the World Health Organization. 85% of those who masked contracted COVID, while only 3% of those who didn't mask contracted the virus, according to the CDC. And then BioNext Now, the tests that you want to use in our schools, are approved for off-label use, but the test manufacturer does not recommend them for use on asymptomatic people, and nearly all the children who are positive are asymptomatic. We're also receiving anecdotal reports of kids suffering infections, heart conditions, and kidney issues due to masking. And 10 months in, not one child under 18 has died from COVID. Governor, can you get kids back in school full-time without the dangerous demand of masking, unnecessary testing, and can we stop the unethical 14-day quarantine of healthy kids?
Well, Jack, my answer is probably the same as it was last week. I don't know that it's much different. We do know that kids can spread it. You use the term super spreading. It's a different thing. And what we're seeing where the super spreading events generally are at weddings. They're at when people are inside. They're at people close together. They're when people are shouting, people singing, people crying. You know, these are places where we have seen a lot of the super spreader events. And so super spreader events we have not seen to my knowledge, in our schools. We have had some kids who get the virus. But we don't think that by and large, most of these kids are getting that virus in school. We think that spread in school is not huge. From what we can see, we think the schools are doing a very good job keeping that spread from taking place. As I said, we're going to use some tests. These tests, if you use them frequently enough, you can certainly get a pretty good indication of what is going on. And so we have not, in our schools, unless some child is symptomatic, testing has not been very widespread. So we get back to the question that many superintendents have raised to us. And they've said, Sally's sitting here, turns out that she's got COVID, say she got it from her dad or whatever, she's got it. Now we know that. Now we go back and see who she sat with. And for the schools that can't separate by 6 feet, this is where we get into the question. And we try to follow what the CDC said, and the local health department is trying to follow that. And what they have basically said is that, and they've said it very specifically, that while masks are important, even though both parties are wearing masks, if they're within 6 feet of each other and they're together more than 15 minutes, that other person should be quarantined. Now, I understand why parents are upset. I understand why superintendents are questioning that. We went back to our health people, and not just work in the health department. I'm talking about people at major universities, hospitals, and to a person, they said, we don't think you can go away from that. We can't advise that without any data. So we're going to try to get some data. We're going to try to look at what kids who have been in that situation and testing them very frequently after that. Let them stay in class, let them stay in school, and see kind of what we come up with and see if they actually do develop that virus. The fear all along from the health experts, at least as I understand it, going back to when schools were closed, has been that particularly kids over 10 can, in fact, any child can get it, but children over 10 are more likely to be spreaders. And so you take that back, even if they have no symptoms, never know they've got it, they go take it back to their family and it spreads out from there. But we continue to learn, we continue to get data, and we're trying to inform what we do in Ohio by that data, and we're going to do our own experiment under the guidance of the Ohio State University and see what comes of that and take that information and help it inform what we do.
Next question is from Laura Bischoff at the Dayton Daily News.